Okay, so here is a quick recap of all of the adventures. Trip number 1 is Nephi and his family leaving Jerusalem and landing here. At about the same time they did that, another group of people left Jerusalem, and their leader was named Mulek, and they landed up here, and they started the land of Zarahemla. Nephi lived here with his family until his brothers and things got too many fights, and so they left and went to a place they called the city of Nephi, or Nephi-Lehi. And they lived here for a long time, and things were going pretty well, except they kept having fights with his brothers, and time passed, lots of time passed, and one night Heavenly Father told Mosiah to take all of the righteous people and get out of town fast before the Lamanites came and attacked him. So King Mosiah took his people and went into the wilderness. And they traveled and traveled in the wilderness, and they came to a town where they played basketball and went swimming, and they found all these people there. And that was those people, the Mulekites, or the people of Zarahemla. They lived there already. So these people, Mosiah and them, tried to talk to these people, but they couldn't talk to them because they lost their language, these Mulekites did, because they didn't have brass plates with them to help them. And you know what else they lost? They lost their belief in Heavenly Father. So King Mosiah and the people taught these people how to speak so that they could talk to them instead of saying blah, 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 blah. They could understand them. So they taught them how to speak their language, and they taught them about God. So it was all these people who were living together when King Mosiah was there, and then he died, and King Benjamin was the leader, and he taught them more about the gospel. And then his son, King Mosiah II, became the leader. And King Mosiah II was the leader, and there was peace here, and everybody who lived here was really happy, and things were going really well. But they remembered that at one time, back about 80 years before, there was a group of people that decided to leave Zarahemla and go back to the city of Nephi. And the leader of those people's name was Zeniff. And he really liked the Lamanites and thought they were cool, so he wanted to live with them. So he goes back and takes these people here. And when he gets here, he talks to the Lamanites and he says, "Hey, can we have this city here?" And the king says, "Sure, you can have that city. Go ahead, have that city. Live here and be happy." So Zeniff and his people go there, and they start raising crops and stuff for about 12 years. And then the king of the Lamanites says, "Yeah, I'm not happy anymore. I want you to give me 50% of all of your stuff. And we're going to be attacking you pretty regularly, and we want all your stuff." Well, things had not gone well here for these people. After Zeniff died, there was his son wasn't righteous, and these people became not righteous at all. And so then there was King Noah, not the same one who built the ark. And then there was King Limhi. So that's what was happening here. So King Limhi was the leader here. And when the people kept teasing King Mosiah II and saying, "Hey, whatever happened to Zeniff and his people? You ought to go find him. What happened to them?" They were bothering him a lot about it. So King Limhi said, "Okay, fine. I'm going to send some people back down to the city of Nephi and see what they can find out about those people and see what happened to them." So he sent 16 men, led by a guy named Ammon. But it wasn't the same Ammon who got his arms cut off, a different Ammon. And they came down and they got lost a bunch, and they were tired and were captured. And then when King Limhi found out who they were, he was so happy because they had been in this bondage and under terrible problems because they hadn't listened to the Lord. But they had since started listening to Heavenly Father again, and they were ready to be rescued, and they wanted to go back up to Zarahemla to live. So those are the trips that we're talking about. So there was the trip of Lehi and Nephi. There was the trip of Mulek. Then there was the trip of Nephi going to the city of Nephi. Then there was the trip of Mosiah going all the way up to Zarahemla. Then Zarahemla had Zeniff's people go down. And then Zarahemla had the 16 guys go down. And now we're going to learn about how these guys are going to go back up.